So, another episode of Don Talk Podcast. I'm AK the Don. I'm here with my guy Andrew.
Yo.
From the co-owner or like.
So I'm the only owner.
Oh, okay. So sole owner of Drew Duperval.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So, you go ahead, like introduce yourself, just a little bit about you and the business. What are you involved with?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me on the show. For real.
Of course, man.
This is impressive, man. Like, you are setting the standard for a podcast, you know what I mean? And this is the first time I've ever been on a podcast of this platform, so thank you.
Word.
And, my name is Drew Duperval, and I'm from Lynn, Massachusetts. That's where I grew up. I'm Haitian, and right now I'm a startup consultant. That's what I do as a freelancer, helping startups just monetize their vision, monetize their passion. And on the other flip, me and Dejoli, we own Young Hustlers Under 40.
Okay.
So that's our up and coming startup that is more focused on startup, or I should say entrepreneur development. But, that's in its startup phase. It's, I would say, even pre-startup phase, because we're still tweaking the ideas and stuff in order to launch it properly.
Word. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that's what I was thinking of. I thought I think I had that mixed up. Like Young Hustlers Under 40 with Drew Duperval. But yeah. So how long would you say you've been involved with that business?
With Drew Duperval or Young Hustlers Under 40?
Both.
Drew Duperval. So and that's why the confusion. Don't sweat the confusion, because originally we marketed it as like one big entity or one big organization under umbrella. That umbrella was Drew Duperval. And at the time it made sense because we were testing out different services. So this is around 2015 when we first released Drew Duperval as a brand, and we had our investment club. From there, that's when we started learning more about what we were good at, what we had skills doing. So then from there we did the event planning. Then we also started financial coaching because we were doing the workshops, and we figured why not just do some types of workshops and stuff like that versus the online type of camp. And that slowly turned into how do we build businesses and consistent revenues from all of these services that we're building. And eventually I had to take that executive decision and just take a look, like, is it realistic, or is it scalable to have all these businesses under one umbrella? Especially the way it was marketed and stuff. Leads weren't converting because there were so many funnels and too many different services. Target audiences was being confused because it's like, who exactly is Drew Duperval for?
Right.
So it was forced. It was a learning lesson. We reached a peak, and then we learned. At that moment, I had to make sure we kind of dismantled the organizations, separate, so that Young Hustlers Under 40 has its own shine. My Drew Duperval startup consultant has its own focus. Dejoli's financial consultant and advising has his own focus, and we're building leads and funnels for that separately.
Okay. Yeah, I really like what you guys are doing, because that's very important, especially within our community. We do need that, and what is it? Within every 5 years, that's like the real test of a business to see how it'll last. But yeah, that's very important. So if you're listening right now, like, just off rip, like, you're someone that people should connect with. But what got you into, like, what made you say, I want to do this?
In high school, and it's always you just let the universe push you, right? Because in high school, I was in high school, I was always entrepreneurial, always trying to make $1, really. At that time, my motives was to buy sneakers and clothes and be fresh. It still kind of is, but definitely not the same as it was in high school. And that pushed me to say, how am I going to get this $1? How am I going to get it on my own? Jobs wasn't really hiring if you was under 15. So it was like, damn. So I started selling candy, you know what I mean? Then I started selling sneakers. And from there, money was accessible, or a few dollars, a few hundreds was accessible, but I knew I wanted much more in my greater life. So see, by senior year, I was already thinking about a career. I was already thinking about what am I going to do for the next 10 years to really bring that bag in, and also enjoy my life, enjoy myself as an adult. All this kid stuff, it ain't going to last. So, started thinking about that more. And as well, I took a financial literacy class. And it's funny because a lot of people, especially where I've done workshops, people say financial literacy should be taught more in schools. It should be talked about more. But here I am taking it as a senior in high school, and the teacher was black. You feel me?
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't have too many black teachers. We probably had a handful, like literally a handful, maybe 6 at most. And one of the substitutes was his daughter, anyways. But he was real. So he talked about money. He talked about it from our standpoint of view. And I appreciated just everything the knowledge that he gave us about stocks and investing. And from there, I always knew whatever industry I'm going to be a part of, whatever career I choose, I need to have a business. I need to have investments. I need to be thinking really smart with my money. So, I wanted to be a doctor originally, went to college, started as a bio major, eventually didn't want to do that, switched to business. But, I would say it really started that high school year when I was flipping and being an entrepreneur and learning how to get a dollar by myself, and then building the ambitions, the dreams of all the nice cars, cribs that I wanted as a kid. And when you get older, you're like, yo, this is how you could do it.
Okay. And was that transition hard for you to go from bio to business?
No, only because I was in that financial literacy class.
Oh, okay.
So he made it pretty easy. I wanted to do the both, double major in bio and business.
So you had you had a financial literacy class in high school? Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, you might be the first person I've ever heard say that. like no joke.
Yo, me and Dejoli had it.
Word?
Yeah, that's how we started clicking even more, because he went to another school. He was like the rival school. It was like Westland, where I went to school. He went to Eastland.
Oh, okay.
So English. So it's like after school, we would just link up and we would just talk. Like, what did you learn in your class? I'll tell him what I learned, and it built a bigger ecosystem, and that's how it translated to Drew Duperval Investment Club.
Word. Okay. With the events, like how do you kind of come up with events to host, or how do you decide, okay, like this is what we should do to kind of make people aware of who we are and like what we're about, or workshops, I guess. How do you come up with workshops?
A lot of it stemmed from the investment club that we had in 2015. When we had that, we were inviting members to join. It started off with our family. From there, I asked a few people at work. Those people really loved it. And, shout out to Lewis. I got to give him that shout out, because Lewis, I worked with him. We was cool, but he introduced me to his people. And then from there, I was like, damn, if new people that never seen me before can trust us, obviously because of the connection, the mutual connection that's introducing us, but they trust us enough to give us their money and allow us to invest their money. Like, there's something that's working here. And so we really ran that up, and we started getting a lot of people in these monthly meetings. These monthly meetings were to explain what the club was and onboard new people, and it was becoming a very operational type of business that we weren't even getting paid for at all. So it's like, this is too much work. But regardless, at those meetings, as people came in, that's when we learned our target audience. That's when we learned, first of all, we can bring people together, and we can bring them together to learn this particular topic. At the time, it was investing, and we saw that people like coming together, especially minorities, blacks, people from the gutter, whatever, like a little bit of everything. We're noticing, the people that are marginalized, they're coming together to talk about personal finance, talk about investing, talking about getting the bag, and how do we scale that up? From there, we just kept thinking of that target audience, those same people that kept coming to the club meetings. All right, if we're not having club meetings no more investment club for the public, how do we make sure that the people that have been coming, we have something for them so that the momentum is still building. So that's when we start coming with like a curriculum for financial literacy, and we built those 4 building blocks. So you saw us talked about credit, we talked about time, we talk about just investing, we talk about retirement. You know, we could have went a lot harder with the curriculum, but the curriculum is good. We could have went a lot harder with the content and the recording and having workshops and webinars, but you know, that comes with a lot of operations. But as far as like how do we come up with topics, it's always going back to that original feeling we had, looking at that target audience and kind of just duplicating or replicating what they came to that event for, or that club meeting for, which was to learn about personal finance.
Okay. And then so you are actually the first entrepreneur like I'm a business kind of thing. So is there a favorite part of the process of like being an entrepreneur, like cuz like it's like I feel like a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't really know how much it takes to be an entrepreneur. But like, do you have a favorite part of the process, if any?
We can't curse, right?
I mean, I don't mind, you know, like if it's not like wow, but yeah, you know, be real.
I would say it's not fun. It's not fun, you know. Like the times where I noticed a smile on my face, cause right now I'm so early in the process, like, and that's what I was just telling my guys, like, yo, like my cousin Dejoli, like a few of us, the way we clicking up, and you as well. Like, I know I don't get to tell you this, but you as well. The click that we have, like this year and then last year as well, but really this year I want to say more, not 2020, but I guess last year too, but especially 2020. We're really living the dreams. We're really, like, all the things that we envision, we're really living. It's just like the first year or the first stage, the early, so it doesn't feel as good as what you envisioned what it would feel like 20 years, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like after 10, 20 years of success with this podcast, you're gonna be like, damn, I did it. Like, you feel me? But it's like you did it right now. So, you know, what I'm saying with that is that I do recognize, that's one thing I'm happy for, is that I'm actually in the process. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not dreaming. I'm not like, yo, what am I gonna do? Like, I have enough of opportunities. Now it's time to like hone in and execute, and that's when the success comes. But you know, as far as just like everything else, how it really feels as an entrepreneur, it's very, everything is on you. You think you going crazy, like you think you paranoid because everything is on you, every decision. And at the end of the day, you really gotta look yourself in the mirror and take all the L's, look at the flaws, and really be real with yourself the most. While other people are telling you, good job, you did this, you started a podcast, a lot of people are gonna tell you that, especially as a minority. They're gonna tell you good job for the things that you started, but you wanna succeed. You have visions to make that the best, and they're already congratulating you. Who's telling you, yo, this is how it can be better, this is how you need to improve? You got to be the one a lot of times in the mirror telling yourself, yo, yeah, you did it, yeah, no one else around you got it, but it's not good, you know what I mean? So you know, as entrepreneurs, it comes with a lot of ups and downs, and you're alone a lot of the time. Right.
Yeah. Because something that I've said the story before, but like this is really like the story that kind of drives me, because I was at a workshop maybe like, I think it was last month, but I met one of the biggest names like in the Boston art scene, and she approached me. We had a little conversation, and she mispronounced the podcast and my stage name. So I was like, instead of me getting offended, I was like, dang, like there's more work to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she was congratulating me on the podcast and stuff, but I was like, I know there's more work to be done. Just because it was mispronounced. So that means that I've made a name for myself, but not enough to where I can walk in a room and people already know who I am. Because I was actually just talking to Phil about that. It was like, yeah, that's kind of like that's like me. I don't want to call it a goal, but like that's the level of respect I would like to have. Like you just walk in there, they be like, oh, that's so and so. You know what I mean?
Feel that.
Yeah, like that's, I don't know, but that's definitely like a part of the hustle. So yeah, like I understand, like yeah, because I am the one doing like all the podcasts, like trying to figure out how to schedule and all that stuff. Like who am I gonna schedule and all that. So it is a lot, but yeah, and I agree with that 100%. And then what do you want to, I guess, what's your end goal with the businesses, or like why do you do what you do pretty much?
Yeah. I think what each one, it comes with like a different reason. So like the startup consultant, how that came to be, I think it was more so it really wasn't even trying to be a consultant at the time, because I was really more so trying to be in the financial advising or, you know, the stocks field. And I started learning that that's too corporate for me, and I like the more freelancing type of route. And, you know, there's not a lot of freelancing opportunities in the financial wealth field industry because of all the certifications and all that sort of stuff. And I don't want to put my time into all that, put my money into to certifying that I know American economics, you know. So business consulting, that's more like, yeah, there's less certifications, but I can prove it with the results. I can prove it with my resume. And I would say like my end goal with that is really like, right now it's only startups. Eventually, I want to get up to small businesses. The definition of a small business is just, you know, under 50 employees, under 100 employees. So it's like, with that being said, right now, startups is more so people with an idea, people who braid hair, people who do makeup, people who shoot videos, shoot photography, you know, people that have some type of a craft that they've been building and getting money from already. There's already social proof. They just need to start scaling it into a business and being a business owner rather than self-employed. Right now I'm self-employed with the Drew Duperval Consulting. Once we start up Young Hustlers Under 40, I'm gonna be a business owner, but I'm also gonna be self-employed per se, or an employee, because we're gonna be working in the company, but we have a team for that. The consultant, freelancing, that's all me, self-employed. So if I don't work, I get no money.
Right.
So I'm trying to help these startups. If you got a skill like braiding hair, don't even jump into it. If you don't work, you get no money. Start scaling it, hire someone, teach someone, have a system, of operation where you do one portion, someone does the other portion. Now you can double the capacity. You know what I mean? So like, you know, just putting them on to that. That's my end goal for the startups. That's my 3 to 5 year vision. Once I feel comfortable enough, I'll move up to small businesses. How do you help small businesses that have 50 or 25 employees already scale up to 100, scale up to 200, you know what I mean? Mid-sized businesses. So before I can even juggle that field, I need to get experience. And from there, it'll be helping mid-sized get to large businesses. And then that like, you know, just master business consulting on that scheme. And for me, the passion just comes from knowing that blacks and minorities and people that are marginalized, people that feel like the system is unfair, people that just feel, you know, hurt, or if we look at the 99%, the best thing that they could do is be more entrepreneurial. You know what I mean? Rely more on themselves. People don't realize how much you can decentralize on your own day-to-day habits. You know what I mean? You can decentralize yourself from Facebook. Just because Facebook says, give me all your data, give me all of this, doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
You always have the option to decentralize. You cannot go to a bank and just get all checks cashed at the Western Union and just take the cash, have it under your mattress. So, you know, just, I said, I don't even know why I went on that rant, but everybody could be an entrepreneur, and I think startup consulting will really help. And that's the same way Young Hustlers Under 40, where developing entrepreneurs. So regardless, it goes back to my passion and my dream. I've always wanted to help the Black community be wealthier and, you know, just help families like my immigrant family. I know they did a wonderful job, but help other immigrants that are coming in similar ways, help them have a larger launching pad to launch higher, to better and bigger. And that's why I always go with entrepreneurship.
Right. Yeah, because I was just about to ask, like, how do you feel about, like the minority, or the Black community, like regarding finance? Like, what are your thoughts? But you kind of answered it, but like I don't know if there's anything else like you want to add towards that.
I feel like everybody. One thing I would say is I feel like everybody already know what's not working with our community, what is working. Like when they talk about how much money we have, $1 trillion community, how we have enough money to help us, to help ourselves. You know, I think a lot of people already know that. We think we're poor. We're actually not poor. We make some money. We just don't save it. We spend a lot more too. We spend more than we make. So
right.
Our spending is very high. And once we control some of those minor things, spend less, save more, make more. I think it's just income streams from there. Like, I think too many people think that's just in this outside of the Black. Too many people think about money, one of their speculations, and you know, I gotta prove that with my own life, and people would see. But one of the speculations that even I had to learn until like the most recent year that I just learned, like, you can't save your way to $1 million. That's why I stopped with all the investing in the stocks, because I'm like, yo, I ain't got enough income streams to be investing.
Right.
Like, I only got my job. I'm gonna be investing that money. Like, that's not smart. And I can't save my way to $1 million, and stocks ain't gonna get my way to $1 million. What gets you to $1 million is multiple streams of income. And one thing I was telling one of my boys, he asked me, he's like, yo, I need to sit down with you and talk about stocks, talk about investing. I was like, yo, listen, right now at this age, we all need to start working to get 5 to 6 income streams. 7 is the average for a millionaire. Try to get, right now, since we're young, try to get 3 to 4 until you can get 5 to 6, because a lot of those income streams is exactly what we're looking for in these investments. It's exactly what it is. An investment, you expect to make money back after you put money into it. You expect to make a higher return. That's the same thing for your craft or your business that you own, or this podcast. If you instead investing into a stock, you take that money, invest it into the podcast can make a better stream of income for you, more than what you put in. You know what I mean? So, you know, the best investments are actually our crafts, it goes back to investing in yourself. You know, maximize all the skills and things that you're good at, a curriculum, a book, you know, maximize all of that stuff before you start thinking about stocks and other people's items and investments. You know, but yeah, I would say that's the biggest advice for like everybody, including myself. Focus on getting more streams of income, and then one stream of income can be invested in stocks. The other stream of income could be invested into your business. The other stream pays for your life expenses. The other stream is paying for your kids. The other stream is paying for houses and real estate. So, you know.
Word. Nah, I really like that answer. You can't save your way to $1 million. That's wow. Yeah,
and that's something Grant Cardone would say too.
Yeah, man. That's. Yeah, so I hope y'all heard what he said. Like you know, run it back and listen to it, cause that's very important. Like, yeah, multiple streams of income. Like that's something that like I'm working on. Cause I did I think it was it Acorns. I think you can like put money in and stuff. So I did that, and then I was like, you know, like I think it was like stable, and then it went down. So I was like, okay, like, I'll pull back. And then after that, I was just like, I don't know too much about investing, and that's very important, because I didn't, like, I probably would have tried to find a way to invest the money that I'm making, like with my one stream of income, trying to find a way to invest that in something, instead of trying to have multiple. So yeah, that's very crucial. So I thank you for that, because I ain't know that.
I just learned it. It's not like I peeped it by watching all these gurus, these people trying to sell us, like, because I've been watching that industry since high school, since even before that stock class, the financial literacy class. I've been watching these millionaire gurus and stuff, like Warren Buffett. I was on that junior year. You feel what I mean? So, you know, like since then I've been trying to peep game, and you know, the best ones, or the ones who really got the money, are the ones who got multiple streams of income. And when we think of Warren Buffett, a lot of people think, yeah, like, oh, he got Berkshire Hathaway and he just invests in stocks. He don't invest in stocks. He buys companies. Like, you feel what I mean? It's a different game. Like,
right.
He owns majority of Coca-Cola. He owns majority of Wells Fargo. He might have sold Wells Fargo now. He owns Geico. You know what I mean? Like, he owns these companies. He owns Sonic. Like, he owns these companies, and it's bigger than I own a few shares, I'm getting dividends. It's like, nah, I own the company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a new stream of income, without a doubt now. And that's the game we gotta play. Streams of income. Even songs, having mad songs. Like, a song is a good stream of income. A movie, because they play it, it's almost timeless if it's a good classic, and you're just getting royalties, getting money from that. That's the stuff we need to have. You could pass it down to your kids. You know what I mean? Like, those are the investments we want. That's why the Jews are so rich, because they own the music, they own the entertainment, and they just getting royalties from it, from the same old content. It's just crazy.
Wow. So, if you had to give advice to another entrepreneur, what would it be?
It depends what caliber of entrepreneur.
Okay, so someone who's kind of like following in your footsteps, who wants to get into like business consultant, or
I wouldn't even recommend like a fresh entrepreneur to get into business consultant. Right, so
that's real though.
You know, and that's why I'm so hard on myself. But and I wouldn't. And what I've noticed too is a lot of early entrepreneurs jumping into marketing, digital marketing. They wanna record videos for a company. They wanna do digital marketing for a company. You know, it's mostly around that. Social media they want to do, which is digital marketing anyways. But that's usually the things that people jump for when they think of entrepreneurship nowadays. And then they sell a little shirt on the side too. And I'm doing that stuff too, but I ain't doing digital marketing, and I ain't doing social media. You know, I'm doing more so strategy work. You know, it took time for me to get around so many businesses, and it already started with the stocks. When I was looking at stocks, when you analyze the company and you're looking at it and you're looking at how it's structured, even besides the financials, you know, you make sense of the financials, cool. And you're looking at it and you're saying, what products and services do they have? Where are they in market share in the whole industry? Okay, who are their major competitors, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats? You know what I mean? You start analyzing these different things. You start trying to place yourself as the CEO and say, okay, if this is the CEO, if I'm the CEO, what are my next steps to succeed over the long term, 10 years, 20 years with Amazon and these threats in your way? And once you start thinking like that, for some reason I just noticed mom and pops and entrepreneurs just don't have that. Most people don't even go to business. First of all, business, I wouldn't tell someone to go major in business. Like, if that's just your major, I majored in corporate finance and accounting. I wouldn't recommend business admin as a major without like a special like niche or something that you're really going into, because you know you're gonna learn the same stuff that you would have learned in a workshop about business plans.
That makes so much sense, man. Like that's something that I learned from my coworker. He was like, yeah, like, you know, yeah, you go to school, but like if you like, I feel like with school, like you do have to have that. It has to be specific, because if it's not, it's just, oh yeah, I'm just doing business. What kind of business? Like there's just so much that you can do with it, but like you should have it specified, because it'll make it a little easier, and like finding what you want to do, it'll probably be easier to do that as well. That's important, yo. Like, if you are going, like, kind of, I do believe that you should go for a specific reason. Like, it is good. It's a good experience, but like, if you don't have to spend the money on that, like, don't do it. That's my 2 cents on that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So, what is your definition of generational wealth?
Damn, that's a great question, and a lot of people I've been seeing that a lot more. I feel like at the time when me and Dejoli was bringing that up, it was very new to us, and that's why we were so eager and enthusiastic to even put that out there and start marketing that type of ideology to our people, our community. And now we're at a point where maybe it's because we got more involved in that industry. We're meeting people in the field, so now we see it more often. I feel like now I'm just always reminded of Black wealth, Black entrepreneurship, Black generational wealth, just everything good. And, not just only Black too, but mostly Black, but, the good of overall. But right. I'm a Black man. I'm still in the hood, so I got to figure out what's best for me. So, regardless of that, generational wealth to me is just, again, like kind of going back to those royalties that I was talking about, just assets that you can pass down. I was actually having a debate with somebody, and I think we was debating about assets and cash, and he was thinking that I was saying like it's the cash you pass down. I was like, nah, it's the assets you pass down. And assets included businesses and streams of income, real estate, land, corn, commodities, family antiques, whatever it may be, even the knowledge itself. How do we run this manufacturing company? What is the blueprint to certain businesses that you have? What are the operational manuals, so that way when I leave, there's a step-by-step booklet for you to get there. You feel me? No pun intended, but like,
that's real.
So I think that's generational wealth, when you pass down those assets, but then you pass down the knowledge how to properly use those assets and unlock the potential of those assets.
Word. And then Scale Your Business podcast. How's that?
Yeah, so right now we got to take a step back, right? So it was originally me and Amari. Unfortunately, Amari, he just has so much going on with him, so he's not at the point where he can really be a part of a podcast consistently. So, after episode 2, we had to take a step back, and he's no longer going to be a part of it. It's sad, kind of like, that's my dog. Like, right. He's the perfect person I would want to talk business with. And, the time will come when we have a much better podcast talking about what we've done over the 10 years. You know what I mean? So I can't wait for that. But right now, so it's just going to be me. Scale Your Business podcast is just going to be me. The reason why I'm doing it is because, again, I want to immerse myself within the whole startup field. Everything startup. I'm doing startup consulting. I'm doing a podcast with startups and learning from other people who have started up multiple businesses. So I'm soaking up that game, doing the workshops. Everything is just around startup. And with the podcast, my plan is now to just book guests. People have been reaching out, random people. I'm happy to see that, because I've been very unorganized with that. I need to get more organized with that. Get used to all the different things you gotta deal with a podcast. I'm sure you could give me a lot of tips, a lot of like tools, and it is a business. It's a new business, and that's why I understand why Amari can't do it. Because he's in school, he's working full time, and he has his other side hustles.
Yeah, that already sounds like a lot.
You feel me? So it's like, that's too much, bro. And you commuting is too much. Yeah. Where me, I was able to leave my job. Now I'm like dead broke, but like not dead broke, but dead broke. Yeah. You feel me? So it's like, I left my job, so now I have plenty of time, and I did that for the time. I didn't do it because I'm rich. I did it, saved your expenses, your 3 to 6 months expenses. Once that runs through, just gotta make it. You gotta make it happen however you can. But the podcast is going good. We should be coming back on. We stopped at episode 2, and that hurt me too, because I wanted to just keep going, build that consistency, build the trust. But I should be back on, I would say, like another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. Really want to take my time and record as many episodes as I can within that time frame, edit it, so that way I can be ahead of the game.
Yeah, man. What distributing thing you use?
Anchor.
Okay. Yeah, I think I use Buzzsprout. But yeah,
I'm gonna look into that.
Same thing.
Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. Nah. I definitely understand, like, with the whole podcast and stuff, because before I was doing it like when I first started last year, it was like once a month, just because I hadn't really learned about this place yet. But I think I did for I think it was between the third and the 6th episode I was here. But for the first 2, like, I had my own stuff, like I had to travel to get there and stuff, so it was like it was a little much, because I didn't have my license yet either. So just trying to balance that, like, that was already a lot. And then, like, fresh out of school, like with the internship, I was like, after I was done with school, I'm looking for a job to help fund coming here. And then I work part-time now, so like I make some money, but it's like it's not good enough. It's enough to fund this, but yeah, it's like I'm looking. Well, I think at my job, like, I'll be getting the full-time position soon.
Word.
So like, I'm happy with that, because it's more money that I could save up and then invest in this as well. But I know, like, that's just something, like, for right now, just to help kind of pass the time. But yeah, I definitely think it's definitely all about the balance. And it was something else I was gonna say. I think it was. Yeah, after I upgraded to, like, I've been, because, like, this month alone, I did, like, 7 episodes, right? So I have one more for this month on Saturday, and then that's already, like, I'm good for that month, and then I can stretch those out so that it comes out weekly and stuff. So, yeah, like you were saying, like, that's just the best way to do it, like, having all those episodes, like, that you're sitting on, so that you can just kind of schedule them and put them out like weekly or however you want to do it. But yeah, no, I agree that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we could talk more about that and stuff. Where can people find you? Like, find you, all the businesses and podcasts, all that.
So for me, you can find me on Instagram. I would say that's my main platform. Instagram and LinkedIn. Instagram, Drew Duperval. DrewDuperval. And then LinkedIn, Andrew Duperval. Same thing. And what you'll notice is that it will say, like, Drew Duperval, startup consultant. I think it's like that on Instagram and on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's me. And my website, drewduperval.com. You can learn a little bit more about my services, a little bit more about me. As far as Young Hustlers Under 40, like I said, that's in its pre-startup phase. So, there's not much you guys need to know about that. Mm-hmm. You can follow us on Instagram, though, YH Under 40. We're going to be releasing this year. Our plan is to release content around the members that we have.
Okay.
So allow them to introduce themselves to the people that we've been building, a fan base around, I guess, for Young Hustlers Under 40. And Entre Dupe Consulting, yeah, if you wanted to learn more, I actually got a startup boot camp that I plan to release. I'm looking at either April. I might have to push it back to June. I'm really pushing anything back.
Yo, taking time with like, it's so important. You know what I mean? Like, there's no rush. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I definitely think, like, if it's a matter of, like, making sure everything's all set, taking that time is very key. So,
because I've rushed in the past, and it's better to take that time.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, you make people wait. It is what it is, but it's gonna be better content than just giving them something and it's like it's half-assed. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So,
but yeah, that starter boot camp real quick. It's gonna be released in like I said, sometimes spring, and the purpose of that boot camp is to help entrepreneurs navigate from idea phase. Like I said, I'm a startup consultant, so this is my product. My product is this 3-month boot camp, 12-week boot camp that gets somebody from pre-startup phase all the way to 1 year of operations. You know what I mean? So at the end of it, what's expected is that you have your LLC or in a corporation, is that you also have your 3 to 5 year vision, and that just means what type of business did you want it to become, how many employees, some type of, you know, structured a document of what it actually is in 3 to 5 years. You have your goals, your steps, your marketing plan, your sales plan. You know, you're leaving this program with the different things that you're gonna need for that whole year to operate. So that I will be releasing that soon. So if anybody is like interested in learning more about that, you can obviously just contact me at drewduperval.com or any other Instagram or LinkedIn that I mentioned before.
Word. Yeah, yo, this sorry. Yeah, so you heard it here first. Like, this dude, he's very crucial. You know, if you got a business, even an idea that like you're working on, like, get in contact with this man. Like, I promise you will not be disappointed at all.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you guys for listening, tuning in. Follow podcast at Don Talk Podcast, DONTALK Podcast on Instagram. Vision Core Entertainment, VISIONCOREENT. And same thing, you know, like thank you guys for listening, all that stuff. Like, make sure you like, share, tell a friend, and, you know, like, leave a review, do all that stuff. But like, at the end of the day, like, it's less about all that external stuff, and it's more about like what you take away. So I really hope that whoever's listening kind of was able to take something away from this. I hope people who are listening get in contact with you, because you know, like, that is very beneficial. So so you said around like April, potentially.
Yeah, I'm aiming for first week of April. The only thing is just that's only gonna give me 1 month of marketing, so that's why I'm selecting the students. So I'm only taking 5, definitely no more than 7.
Okay.
So I'm actually choosing who, because I don't want someone who isn't even ready to run a business,
right,
and then just take their money, put them in the program, and then they leave the program like, yeah, I didn't even start the business, I didn't do this. It's like, I ain't trying to deal with that. So,
right.
You know, but is 1 month enough time to market? It could be, but I might just push that back to June so I could get 2 months or May actually, so I could get two months of marketing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that would be good, because I think with the way I have it scheduled, I think this will probably come out like mid-March. So maybe even before that. That would actually
be perfect.
Yes. But yeah, like, you know, like, I'll let you know about all that, and like when I confirm it and stuff. But yeah, bro, thank you for being on here, man.
Thank you.
Yo, like, this is just this is like that platform that I just want to have and stuff, like, for other people, like, to, you know, to come on and speak your truth, like, speak what you believe in, help other people out in some way. So I definitely think that this is an important episode, need to happen. This will definitely happen again.
Yeah.
You know, like, we could reconnect and kind of see where things are at, or like, if anything else is new. Like, I definitely do want to keep having this conversation. So yeah, the like financial literacy within our community is very important. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have this conversation again.
Nah, for sure.
Word. But yeah, man, thank you guys again for listening, all that stuff. Thank you again for being here, bro. But yeah, that's it, man.
Peace.